So, good morning, everyone. So, in the last lecture, we had seen the topics like venture capital, crowdfunding, sorry, government funding. These were the topics which we had seen in the last lecture. So, today we are going to see some topics which is related to it only. That is your crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. So, this is something which is very, very much important and which is something has played a very important role when we talk about with respect to the business model. So, what are these? Let us understand them. So we'll start with the very first, that is your crowdsourcing. So whenever you are talking about crowdsourcing, you can see there is a two-letter word here. That is one is crowd and another is sourcing. So when we talk about crowd in very simple words, what does it refers to? It refers to group or set of people. Okay. When we talk about word sourcing here refers to outsourcing. So when we talk about outsourcing, it means what? You are taking sources or you are referring many external sources, that is called as outsourcing. So together crowdsourcing can be termed as external, you can say group of people or the set of people is called as crowdsourcing here. Okay. So when we talk about crowdsourcing, you can in very simple words you can say that crowdsourcing refers to the process of sourcing the information, you can say skills or talent, knowledge of the people, that is called as crowdsourcing. Like Wikipedia becomes a very important example of the crowdsourcing here, which means that in over the Wikipedia there are many people who have contributed their information, they have contributed their knowledge, and this is something a platform where anybody can write something related to the content, and this is shareable among the many people. So crowdsourcing here refers to what? Many people or group of people are sharing something that can be their information, their knowledge, their skills, their talent. That is called as crowdsourcing. Next is crowdfunding. So whenever we talk about crowdfunding, it refers to that there will be again a group of people or the set of people who are going to do some amount of funding together. Okay. Mostly when we talk about providing some financial aid, providing some money to the businesses or anything wherever there are a group of people who are doing some amount of contribution, that is called as crowdfunding. So in simple words, we can say this, that it is the process of sourcing the money or you can say funds from group of people. So in sourcing, crowdsourcing, you are going to source the information, you are going to get the information, which is your talent, which is something of your, you can say something that belongs to you. That is your crowdsourcing, taking the information from different sources and you are sharing it to other set of people. In crowdfunding, there will be many people who have those who are coming together and their intention is just to help some people provide financial aid, and the money which they are funding is not from just one source, they will be collectively doing it together. That is called as crowdfunding. So mostly whenever we talk about crowdsourcing, this is something a knowledge which is there, an information which is there, which people want to share with them. Like mostly we can talk about blogs or something like that, where people are writing something of that and they are sharing across, they are receiving appreciations, they are have receiving some good comments over it. So that is called as crowdsourcing. Something which you want to share to the people and you want to let know that this belongs to you and this is something which will help them as well. Okay, so in crowdsourcing, whatever you are sharing, it should be helpful for everyone. Like I have quoted one example here, that is Wikipedia, which I have already covered. Next is GitHub. GitHub is nothing but a platform, if you must be knowing about it. It is a platform which actually there is a discussion related to your technologies. If there are any technological problems, there can be any errors related to any software, or if something is there, you have to just simply post your problem and there are group of people who are there into it, who are the part of GitHub, you can say organization or you can say platform, and they will let you know what the best you can do to solve that problem. So here what is happening, there are a group of people who are coming together, they are sharing their information, they are sharing their knowledge, they are helping each other. So you are just letting the people source your information, share your information, and you are helping them to grow. Okay. When I talk about crowdfunding in contrast to this, usually in crowdfunding there are many campaigns which are usually held, and the main intention of this campaign is just to, you can say, raise some amount of money or funds to the large group of people. And the people, those who are there, they are usually those set of people who have some financial issues. They are not able to do the things that can be related to education, that can be related to personal health, that can be there businesses or anything. So this is a campaign where anybody who needs any financial aid can be the part of it. And the people, those who are the fundraisers, or you can say the people, those who are there, will be the part of this campaign. And if they think that this is something which really needs to be uh, taken care of, then they usually do some amount of funding. Mostly crowdfunding in general is just, you can say, raising the capital or raising the money by collective efforts by your friends, your family, your customers, and your individual investors. So when it comes to your own startup project, then the crowdfunding meaning usually changes. As I've told you now, only it is raising the funds from your friends, your family, your customer, and individual investors. But in general, when we talk about crowdfunding, there are the group of funders which timely organize the campaigns, and in this campaign they usually analyze the people, those who are really in need of the financial aid, and they collectively help them financially. So when we talk about crowdfunding, you can say that it is something which has really helped many people who are in need of financial money, or you can say capital. And if they don't have a proper bank loans, or they cannot have proper, you can say, documents for going for the bank process, and they need the money, then in that case the crowdfunding becomes a very good option for those set of people. Whenever we talk about crowdsourcing, it is something, a power of the knowledge of the people which is being used, which is being sourced, and which is being shared across the different people. And this is actually helping the people to communicate with each other, and it's developing a good communication platform between the people. Even there are many people who are anonymous, you don't even know them, but still, if you like their information, you like their knowledge, whatever they have shared, you try to use them and you come up with something new. So this is something has really helped the people. So whenever we talk about crowdfunding, there is a three types of crowdfunding. First is donation based. So in donation based, according to the requirement of the people, if any donation is required, that can be with respect to the education sector or anything which is required for the upbringing of the child, or you can say anything with respect to their personal growth, then that is a donation based, you can say, crowdfunding is there. Next, we have a reward based crowdfunding. So basically, reward based crowdfunding, the one, there are many websites which I will talk about it in a while. So there are some websites who are actually come up with the crowdfunding, and whatever profits they are gaining from that particular website, whatever they are running, they are raising the rewards or funds to the people, those who have invested in their projects. So that is called as reward based crowdfunding. Last is equity based crowdfunding. So if there is any equity or shares which are being put into the market, and if somebody else have done it on your behalf, so whatever rewards you are generating, you have to make sure that you are dividing that rewards among the crowd people, those who have fund into your businesses. So these are the three types of crowdfunding, that is donation based, reward based, and equity based. When we talk about crowdsourcing, there is no funding because it is not a part of funding at all, but it is a sourcing of information. It is getting the information. So mostly in crowdsourcing, you can even conduct some surveys through the help of the website, so that you can let the people know, or let you can know the other people what are their skills. And if you are as an individual, if you are seeking something, then you can also get that as well. So in the crowd, basically you are going to use some sources which are online available, which are freely available sources, and with that you can generate the crowd. Like for example, I have given an example of crowdsourcing, that is a Facebook. Okay, so this is a big platform which is a free platform where the people are actually there into the many people are there together. You can share the information. Now in over the Facebook also, there are small groups which have been designed. Like if you have the groups of people, jobs related groups are there, there will be IT related jobs, there will be bank related jobs. So everybody have started creating small groups of, you can say, all over the Facebook platform, and they are sharing their information, they are helping that each other. So that is also a part of a crowdsourcing, where the people are sharing each other. So in crowdsourcing, you are always looking for a platform which is freely available, and you will get a lot of people together in a bulk masses. You can share their information, you can gather the information, and this are the something who are the people who are ready to share whatever they have with them. That is why they are called as crowdsourcing people, or they are called as a people those who are sharing their information, their talent, or their knowledge. So I have there three examples in each category. So in crowdsourcing, I have three examples. First, we'll take that is Wikipedia. As I've already told you before, that Wikipedia is one of the crowdsourced platform where there are thousands of people who have across the globe have contributed every day. They are sharing their knowledge and sharing their information. If you really go and see, you can see the contents which are there in Wikipedia are very, very much simple as compared to if you refer to the other website. Because the reason is that if there are people who are writing everything in their own words, that is why the content is always very simple here rather than very complicated if you look for the other website. And most of the time, the people's first preference is Wikipedia only. Whenever you search something, the very first which comes is the Wikipedia. Because it is a free platform, it is something which is a crowdsourced platform where many people have contributed. Now the Wikipedia have started asking for money as well because they wanted to do some donations or something, but still some people are doing it, some people are not doing it. That's as per their choice. But it's just an crowdsourced platform and which has helped many people to collect the information, you can say, or to get the information easily and in a very simple language. Next, we have GitHub. As I've already told you before, this is one of the most popular technological platform hub where the people post their technological issues or problems, and there are set of people who will help them if they know the solution, or they can talk about the alternatives which can be there. There are many, you can say, technology related conversations there. If you want, then you can be the part of it. For IT people, it becomes a very important because it is a good platform for technological issues to be solved. Next, I have taken the third example, that is the Facebook community. So the Facebook community is a place where there will be crowd of people together. As you know, there are millions of uh, Facebook accounts there. There are many people are connected to a single platform. So even if you have any opinions, you can post it. You can get many, you can say reviews for that. You can get many comments for it. So always when we are looking for crowdsourcing, you have to always make sure that you are looking for the platforms where a large amount of the crowd is available so that there will be proper communication and there will be a good amount of, you can say, information sharing across the globe. Next, we are coming to the crowdfunding. So there are the three examples here. The very first example is a Kickstarter. Okay, so Kickstarter basically is one of the very first, you can say, crowdfunding websites in India. Basically, this is the platform for creative projects like, you can say, films or books, research and innovation. They have also started with some of the campaigns, and these campaigns which they are working as a part of a crowdfunding, they usually show it over their platforms or their website. Next we have is Wishberry. So Wishberry is another a fun creative, you can say, a platform which is done by crowdfunding. So it is a platform which is again dealing with creative projects in the areas of your arts, comics, or you can say theater and music. So this basically supports all types of creative projects. So there here again we have some campaigns which are being done. There are some marketing services which is done over this website, and they usually give some reward based platform, as I've already told you before, that when those are the funders and those are the donors who have been you invested some money in this website, they are going to receive rewards once the project is doing well with the amount of money what they have funded. Last is Milap, the third, you can say, a crowdfunding website. So basically this is a crowdfunding website for solving the personal and social causes issues. So here there is a raising of the funds for personal issues. There are many NGOs and social entrepreneurs also have been tied up with this Milap platform, and here they also offer the loans to the people, those who are belonging to the rural sectors, those who have some, you can say, problems related to some personal issues, that can be the education, their water, their health and energy, anything which is related to their rural area problems are being solved by funding it in a group or in a crowd, you can say. So basically their main focus of this Milab platform is to focus among the farmers, the low income borrowers, the people, those who want small funds for social causes and want to their get done. So this is the part for them. Okay. And mostly in all the crowdfunding website, if you personally visit, they will always mention that this is a crowdfunding website. They will not directly start with their product sale. That is the best part of all crowdfunding website. They have to mention that they are the part of crowdfunding. They have not come up with themselves. They are the part of crowdfunding where many people have, you know, invested some amount of money and together they have come up as a website. So these examples which I have taken I have here is the one of the most common examples However, there are many examples in this category, but we have just looked into the common ones so that you can understand that what is the difference between the crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. So in short, we can just conclude then whenever I talk about crowdsourcing, it refers to the people, those who have their own information, their talent, their work, their skills, and they want to share it with other set of people. So that is a part of your crowdsourcing. So when you want to share it, you have to always think of the platform where you can get the people in masses in a crowd. Okay. When I talk about crowdfunding, this is nothing but the people, those who are the fundraisers, and they are usually going to do the funding in a group or in a crowd. And their main intention is to look for the people who need the financial aid to help them with the money, and whatever money which they are generating, they are generating with the help of the crowd fundraisers. So that was your crowdsourcing and crowdfunding. We move to the next. Next we have is lean startups. Okay. So when I talk about lean startup, basically you can say it is a method that is used to find a new company, or you can say introduce a new product on a behalf of existing company. So basically in the lean startup, you are going to develop the products that customers, or you can say consumers, have already demonstrated, and they have that desire that the market will already exist as soon as the product is launched. Okay. So lean startup is a part of that. Like for example, I'll just give you an example of Apple phone. Okay, before the Apple phones come in the market, you can see their advertisement and their marketing actually coming into, either it can, the medium can be over the, as a part of advertisement over the social media. So this is a strategy. Before your product is coming into the market, you will just start its production or sales, so that once it has come into the market, people know about it and people can start buying it. So this is a lean startup strategy where you are going to demonstrate your product before it comes into the market, so that people can know about it, and they will always have some, keen interest. You will not actually specify complete specification of what is your product, but you are just going to highlight the key features which are going to be definitely there. And with that key features, if you are starting with you can say a pre sales activity, then that also can be done, where you can start your activities initially, where people can start pre booking if they like it. So this is a part of your lean activity, you can say. So basically, when we talk about lean approach, it actually reduces the constraints. There are two important constraints. Like first, by helping the new ventures to launch their products that the customers actually want. So this is something which becomes very quick and very cheap as compared to traditional methods. And second, this they usually helps to promote the startups. Mostly the startups which are there, they usually come up with. You have not come up with your actual product, but first you have started demonstrating it, you have started showing it people, so that people let know if they have there any reviews that this also need to be added. So you can initially, only at the initial stage, you can add it, and you can come up with a good for your startup product, or you can say startup model. So in this lean, you are not going to develop entire model and then you are going to come in the market. You are, whatever you have developed, you are going to just show that to the people. You are going to attract them. You are going to take their feedback, and accordingly you are going to start designing one by one. Okay. And once it is done completely, you will demonstrate at a higher level with your complete working model. So in lean, you're going to start with initial small model, try to demonstrate it, try to show the people, and then take their inputs, and accordingly will move ahead. So instead of developing completely at one place, you're going to develop part by part, and each part is going to be released one by one. Even in your, if you see in your Apple advertisement or any product advertisement, they are not going to show entire product completely. They are just going to show part by part, the part which is there to attract the customer. And later on, once the dates are near where the product is going to be launched, before that they are going to show the complete product. Okay, so that is a lean startup strategy. So basically, you are developing your businesses, or you can say products, and you are actually shortening the product development life cycle, because you are doing what, you are developing part by part and not whole. So whenever you are developing part by part, the time requires for developing the product will be always lesser. If you are going for complete development at a single point of time, in that case it will become very, very much difficult. So this becomes a very important, or it becomes a very good option whenever you are new to this business model, you can say. So I've quoted here two examples here. So one is a Dropbox and second is Zappos. Okay. So Dropbox, everybody must be knowing it very well, that this is a virtual, you can say, your cloud storage, where you can store your files, you can exchange your information. Okay, so initially this was also come up as a startup, wherein they have just thought that there should be something, a mechanism like this, where you can store your data virtually, you can store your data over the cloud, the exchange of information can be there. So they have named it as Dropbox. Drop means for drop your whatever you have, your data, your files here in this box, and you can share it. So that is your the Dropbox. So this was the very first, you can say, a startup which has come up, and so far it has grown very fast. And you can see now there are many people, those who are part of the Gmail account, are having an access of it, this Dropbox, and this has become one of the most renowned platform for storing your information, sharing your information over the cloud platform. Initially it has just started with you can say a very small, or you can say screencasting. When they have started with, they have just had a video of 3 minutes which used to tell its consumers or the people that what is the Dropbox and how it used to do. But slowly gradually, when they have started introducing it into the applications, people have started using it, they have started understanding that what is actually all about. So whenever you are starting up with your lean startup, you have to always give some amount of demonstration of your product to your people, let them know what is your product, and if possible try to give them some, you can say, free sample. Now in software you cannot have a free samples, but rather you can give a free trial period where they can use your product, they can give their feedbacks, and accordingly you can make changes. Okay, because the more you are at the initial stage of your you can say developing of your model, the changes can be done. Once you are done with your entire product, then in that case the changes cannot happen. That is a big problem when you talk about project. So that is why it is always suggested that whenever you are doing your project, you should always go part by part rather than making a complete project, running it, and then installing it. So if you're going part by part, you are showing its part to your customer can understand that what you have done. You can make changes also at initially, and you can come up with more ideas. So second example which I have taken here is Zappos. Okay, so Zappos is also like one of the lean startup which was actually started in the year 1999. Okay, so basically they were their online shoe retailers, but now they have become a good brand name. So they have started selling everything. They have started selling bags, and there are many things. So initially they were not really sure that if they are coming up as an online shoe retailer, whether the people will accept them or not, whether they will be ready to buy or not. Because if we talk about online, this has been not something very much acceptable during traditional days. Like if I talk about older days, people used to always have a more priority over a physical shopping rather than online shopping, because people used to believe that whatever online shopping they used to do, like what they used to see and what used to delivered has a lot of difference. So people used to not accept online shopping more, there used to be more physical shopping. But now the scenario has entirely changed. Now people are more going for a online shopping rather than going for a physical shopping. That's a different story. People have no time now for physical shopping, they are going for a online. But still the entire scenario has completely changed. People have now adopted online shopping only as their mode of shopping. Initially this was not something there, and Zappos was something which has been come up with that idea of online shopping during those days. And that company was really not sure that whether people will buy the shoes online or not, whether they will accept it or not. But slowly gradually they have worked into it, they have taken customer feedbacks, they have taken the inputs, they have understand the customers buying pattern, which is very much important when I talk about business working. And now slowly gradually they have developed a good business distribution centers as well, and the model has been took off. So now they have become a very good and top brand, where they are selling everything from shoes to bags, and everything is there. Okay, so in lean startup it is a three-step process which you can see over your screen. That is your learn, build, and measure. So when I talk about learn, that refers to that whenever you are starting with your initial model, try to take the customer feedbacks, try to feed them into your inputs, learn whatever they want. Accordingly, you're going to build that requirements into your startup model, and you're going to measure. What you're going to measure, whatever inputs which you are giving, are you getting the corresponding outputs or not? So that is what you're going to measure. So lean is always a three-step process which keeps going on and on. Every time you're going to learn, you're going to give some new set of inputs. You're going to build those set of inputs, and you are going to always measure your inputs and outputs are matching or not. Because if your inputs and outputs are matching, that means that you are having a good working business model. If you're satisfying your customers, you are making your customers happy and they are long lasting customers for your business, then definitely your measure results are going to be high. Okay, so this was all about your lean startup. So in short, I'll just conclude that whenever we talk about lean startup, this is a technique which will help you to decrease your development cycle, as well as you are building your project products, or you can say at the initial stages you are taking the feedback from the people, and accordingly you're going to build and measure at the every step. So this is an initial process where you are demonstrating your product before it is coming into the market. So let the people know that this is something which you are coming up with and this is going to happen. Even if your product is being liked more with the people, then you can also go for pre-booking options. Like most of the mobile phones, if you have seen, they start with the pre-booking options. They have just demonstrated a part of it, that this is what the configuration is, and if the people like it, then you're going to start being the part of your business model at initial stages only, when your model has not actually come up into the market. Okay, so this was your lean product or lean startup. So for today's lecture, we had seen crowdfunding and crowdsourcing and lean startup. So with this, it completes your chapter number 9. So in the next lecture, we are probably going to take a quick revision of the entire chapter. Okay. So that's it for the day. Thank you, everyone.